Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Miss Felicia Inspired. Today, I'm going to be doing a natural middle part lace closure bob with layers. And before we get into the tutorial, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and get into it. I will be adding these blonde highlights to the bob, and I'll be using the Empire 10-inch yaki hair. So this is going to be going on a dome cap, and this is a spandex cap, and you can get it out of your beauty supply store. Now this will be a removable quick weave wig, and I will be using my canvas block. So let's look at this 2x6 lace closure in detail. So I did go ahead and pre-bleach the closure, and this is how it looks, and this is regular invisible lace closure. Now you can use a HD lace closure, but this is only for demo purposes, just to show you the concept itself. But this has been pre-bleached. I did do it ahead of time, and this is how it looks on the back of the lace, so you'll know the difference. So now I am going to go in and adjust my cap, and I am doing this with my bonding glue. I do have a full course on how to adjust your cap, and I will link it down in the description box, or you can simply join my subscription where you can get the entire series of how to properly prep your dome caps. So I always like to go in and start sewing from the back of the closure. This is going to help you remove any kind of bulkiness, or if it decides to have any humps or bumps, this is how I eliminate that. So if you are wondering how to make sure that your lace closure is laying flat, always start from the back first and begin sewing all the way around. I am using regular sewing thread for this. I'm not using any kind of special thread, and you can get this out of your local beauty supply store as well. Now I will forewarn you that when you are sewing into a dome cap, I don't know what it is, but for some reason the cotton thread is more prone to catching knots and snagging, as you can see right here in this video. But you can always make sure that you do not have your thread too long, and you will avoid getting those knots. So I am going in and I'm parting it down the middle, and this is to make sure that I don't see any kind of buckling in the lace closure. So you want to make sure that you avoid any kind of trouble before you get too far gone. So I am going to go ahead and put a braid in it just to kind of get it out of the way. So in the back, because of the look that I was going for, I wanted it to be layered in the back. So I didn't show this in the beginning because I didn't know. So I didn't want to do a lot of cutting the longer hair. So to preserve that, I am going to go in the back with some 27-piece hair, and this is simply some hair that I had laying around, but it is the 4-inch out of the 246 velvet tower hair. I had some extra hair laying around because a lot of the time, if you have longer hair, it's better to just use shorter hair, especially if you are going to go in and do some heavy layering, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be doing a graduated bob, as you saw on the cover photo. So in order to do that, I am going to go in with my shorter pieces just to kind of preserve the longer hair, especially if you're trying to stretch it and go a long way with it. But I am double tracking in the back, because the thing about layering and putting in a lot of body is having enough hair. You don't want to space these tracks out where it is gappy. When you are looking at these nice feathered bobs, it's because you have to make sure that the track placement is correct and you have enough hair. So a lot of people ask, why are you using 3-4 packs of hair? It's because you want to make sure that you have enough hair so that it can flow properly. So now I'm going to go ahead and lay the longer lengths on the side. And anytime that I am doing bobs, I try to do the same exact thing on each side. And I do teach about this on my channel and inside of my memberships. The same thing you do to one side is the same exact thing you're going to do on the other side. And that's how you are going to get that balance whenever you are doing your quick weaves, especially if you are making a wig and you are constantly selling this over and over and over. This is how you are going to stay consistent. So here I am doing it on the opposite side, the same exact thing, and I am doubling the tracks because I want it to be a lot thicker. So now I'm going to go ahead and begin layering the front. So in the front, I want the tracks to come towards the face. So basically, if you've ever done an invisible part before, this is the same exact method that I am using. I am lining those tracks up as if I am doing an invisible part. And you are going to do the same exact thing that you did on the other side, because you want to make sure that if you want your face to have those framing layers, or if you want to kind of not expose, the forehead area, especially for most people, they don't like middle part bobs because they expose their forehead. So if you want to cover that up and still get a nice look, you want to always take those tracks and go towards the front. So now I am laying down more tracks, and all I'm doing now is going from side to side, and I am still doing in the front. I'm doing my invisible part method, and I am laying this down. Now, you don't have to use color, but I am wanting that nice layered natural highlighted look. So I want to make sure here that I have enough hair that it looks like a bang, but it's not too thick, but it's not too thin either. The track placement for this type of style is very simple. The only difference is doing the invisible part method towards the face. So I am continuing to add in my highlights, and you can do highlights or you can use, your regular 101B. It's completely up to you. No matter what, the track placement is going to stay the same. So I do want to make sure that you keep those tracks very, very flat. So you are going to literally place those tracks directly up close to the lace closure, because you don't want any humps when you go in to lay this down, because with a 2x6 lace closure, if you never used one before, the 2-inch is basically how wide that lace closure is, and the 6-inch simply means how far that part is going to go back. So now I'm going to use my Just For Me Natural Milk, and I like to use this as a detangling spray, and then I'm going to use my Nairobi. I ran out of my Aunt Jackie's, so I am using Nairobi. This is one of our old school favorites, and it is still the same. The quality is good, but my personal preference is my Aunt Jackie's Frizz Patrol, and I will definitely link that in the comment section. So now I am slicking this down, and it does matter what type of closure you are using, because you want to make sure that it is laying down flat. Now, I didn't do anything fancy as far as baby hairs, because with a 2x6 lace closure, you don't really have that much space, so you will not have a lot of leverage when it comes to doing baby hair. So I wanted to kind of keep it simple and natural and very low maintenance with this look. So all I'm doing is really slicking it down and blending it in, and you can take your time and do this, because sometimes if you're not careful, you will comb and pull your tracks. So that is something I wanted to mention. So let's get into cutting this bob. So a lot of people ask me about, adding layers. So the key to doing this, I cannot express this enough. If you are doing this on a client, make your client bend their head down. If you are doing this on a canvas block, you are going to do exactly as you see me doing. I am leaning that mannequin forward, and this is going to help you get that graduated look. This is one of the easiest ways to get that nice layered graduated look. So I am using my single blade razor, and you can use a regular razor for this, or you can even use your trimmers. I like to use my single blade razor simply because I can maintain full control over what I am doing, and I am literally shaving this down just as I would if I am doing a 27 piece or a pixie quick weave. You're going to do the same thing, because remember, we added short pieces in the back, and so this is showing you clearly why I decided to use the shorter pieces in the back, is because we are literally cutting all this hair off, so you don't want to waste a lot of hair. So if you can spare your longer hair, you could definitely just use shorter pieces in the back if you are planning to cut it short. Now, it is very important to make sure that you section your hair. So even if you cut this hair down and you see that you messed up in certain areas, so all you have to do is go behind yourself with your thinning shears. All you're going to do is pull that hair out at a 90-degree if you are trying to clean up your layers, or if you feel like you don't have everything even and you are literally looking for those peaks. And when I say the peaks, you are literally looking for longer pieces, because from end to end, you want to make sure that you are connecting your layers, and this is going to make sure that everything is all even up. And even at my level of experience, I always do this, because when you are using a razor, it's kind of hard to kind of identify, or if you spend too much time, trying to make sure that every little strand is cut correctly, when you can simply just pull that hair out at a 90-degree away from the scalp, you pull that hair out and you even it up, is because you don't need to spend a whole lot of time trying to cut every single section evenly. Layering can be a bit challenging, but you can master this technique with time and practice. But whenever I am doing a graduated bob, I always picture the back of the head as a triangle. I did create a note stack and I have diagrams that can show you how to understand this better, and this will definitely help you to digest the information and kind of put one and two together. So now I am taking my flat iron. I am using the Stella Pro mini irons, and I am flat ironing the back. Now at the bottom, you will need to use a smaller iron only because the hair is so short. Now I am using my 1.5-inch curling iron. Anytime I am layering and I want to get a nice feathered look, I always go in with a curling iron because this is how you are going to get a consistent curl every single time. Now, I used to always use my flat irons to do a lot of my curling, but over time I learned that using a curling iron will give you the best results. So you are going to literally go in here and just do a slight bend. The curling iron is going to do all of the work for you. I do want to take a moment to explain my YouTube membership. So a lot of people have been asking, so what that is you'll be able to watch a lot of my tutorials in real time, and you will be able to get tutorials that I do not release to the public. Now, these are builder courses about different techniques that I do, so you'll be able to watch those tutorials in real time, because sometimes in the public my videos are sped up only for time's sake. But if you really want to watch these videos and get a lot of gems, I do include those inside of my YouTube membership. Even for this tutorial, this is a single tutorial that I will be offering, but it will be inside of my online academy on School, the platform. So if you really want to learn how to get into quick weave wig making and learn how to actually make an income from this, you can join my academy, and I will link all of the information in the detail box so that you will have that. Because if you are inside of my YouTube subscription and you join my academy, you will get everything that is on YouTube inside of the academy. So you don't need both. So I did wanted to make sure that I cleared that up. YouTube only allows video content only, but when you join my membership, you'll be able to get everything in YouTube and more, but you'll be able to get course style content, ongoing training, and I do offer live trainings every single month. So you will be able to contact me directly and get guidance on your learning journey. So let's go ahead and jump back into the tutorial. So I am continuing to curl this hair with my curling irons. So sectioning for a graduated bob is very, very important, but even with all styles, it is important. But this in particular, I have to make sure that I section the hair because I like to style as I go, only because I want to make sure that I am doing this correctly. And as you can see, I am doing minimal work when it comes to the curling iron, and you can get these curling irons out of your local beauty supply store. I don't see these often online, but if I find it, I will link it in the description box. So I will say that if you are looking for links and more information, always go to the description box in my videos, because that's where I put all of the information. And again, I will have a complete note stack so that you can go ahead and get that, because it is going to help you with understanding how to actually get through this cut, and you'll have a understanding on how to actually do this by yourself. With these curling irons, they get extremely hot, and what I like the most is they are affordable. I have had so many curling irons, but this iron get extremely hot, and you can move a lot quicker because being that it's so hot, you don't have to use such small sections whenever you are curling the hair. So I am combing through this, and as you can see, it gives the hair a lot of body. And even when you comb it, and you see any kind of long pieces, all you need to do is pull that hair out and cut it and trim it. But always use your thinnest shears because it's going to give you a nice feathered look because you don't want blunt ends. So what I do now is I go in with my razor comb and I taper the bottom. This is what really gives it that clean look. And even if you was doing this on a client, you would do the same exact technique. After I get done tapering, I go in and do a lining with my Andes T outliners. Out of all the trimmers I've ever used, I have had these trimmers for so many years because they are affordable. They hit every single time. So I will link them in the description box, especially if you are looking for a pair of trimmers that will get the job done. So now I am on the side, and as you can see, I'm using these trimmers, not clippers, the trimmers to cut this hair because most people like to use clippers. And so I am using my trimmers to go in and do a diagonal cut on the side. And if you are doing this on a client, to get the best cut, make your client sit straight up. So what you're going to do here is you are going to pull that hair out in order to get the layers. Now this is completely optional, but the reason I am doing this is because, like I mentioned before, I always look at it as if it is a triangle. So if you are looking at it from the back and you do a triangle in the back, starting from the peak of the bob where the graduated layers start, you want to angle those layers going down all the way to the front of the head. So you don't want to have an extremely blunt curl, so you are slightly bending that hair. But I like to use a 1-inch iron, or even depending on how long the hair is, I may go even bigger because I do not want to have any harsh lines or any hard curls. So you are going to take your time and do this. And another rule of thumb is to always go straight downward. If you allow your irons, or even when you're curling, if you allow that curling iron or your flat iron to do the work, you won't have to worry about that. So I am going to continue to do the same exact thing. And remember that you want to make sure that you blend that lace closure with the rest of the hair. And I like to use a comb to do this, and I am bending it slightly in the back only because I am blending it with the graduated layers in the back. So make sure that you section that hair, not too big of sections, because you want to make sure that you are flat ironing all of that hair, especially if it's thick. And I am using wax, and this is my TG wax stick. I will link that in the description box as well. What I like the most about it is because the quality of the wax is very, very good, and it lasts a long time. So even if you are trying to tame frizz, this will definitely do the job. So I am going to use my Andes hot comb to flat iron that lace closure and blend it in, and then towards the ends I do go behind it with my flat iron, because you want to make sure when you are dealing with lace to go in and straighten out the roots. And again, everything that I do on one side I do to the other, and this is the finished look. Very, very simple, very, very cute. So make sure that you comb those layers in place, and this is how it is looking. So after you are done, you want to go behind it and clean up any type of stragglies that you may have. So yeah, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And again, all of the information to my memberships and coaching, you can find it in the description box below. Until the next time, thank you guys. Bye.